Good evening.
Good evening.
We're going to get right into this tonight because it's awful chilly out here. So, with that, Joe and I was talking again how to improve our home and our little homestead here. And I got on the subject of the EMFs and how do we eliminate the exposure in our home? You can't do it in your surroundings, but you could try to lower it in your house. Like, for instance, cell phones.
Right. Well, cell phones, they're saying don't keep them on your person. Okay. When you use them to talk, use the speaker. All right. So it's not up to your ear. And
yeah, because that's going right into your brain.
Yeah. Well, I don't have much to worry about. It's got a search for mine. But they also say, like, a lot of people, including myself, use their phone for an alarm. You shouldn't charge it next to the bed, and if possible, turn them off. Okay, at night. Some people can, some people can't. I mean, it's give and take. It's scary. It's really scary to know that every time you turn around, whether it be this, food-wise, whatever, it's like, where do you turn to? The other thing is, I drive school bus, and I constantly see kids with the earbuds in all the time. All right, and it's not a good thing. And they're young; they grew up with them. Not that they don't care; they just like, well, hey, that's what we do.
And that too is constantly going right into your brain.
Into your brain, right? And the best thing, I know it's not cool looking, is if you want to use earphones, is use the wired earphones.
Yeah.
All right. The iPods, man, or the iPods, the earbuds are really, really bad for you. All right. Just imagine these kids constantly walk around with these in their ears, probably most of the day, except when they're in class. Okay. So I don't know, man. It just, you like I said, you don't know which way to turn, where to go. So
yeah, and then how about the parents who give their children the cell phones or the tablets or the laptops?
Right.
I mean, they just hand them over to them. I mean, I feel that the safest way for them to hand a child what have you, any kind of electronic, the safest thing is to try to turn off the Wi-Fi, trying to turn off the Bluetooth.
Right.
Any of these devices, laptop, tablet, mostly cell phones, they should never let those children just put them on their body. Hold them in their hand. They should always have them put them on a table or a surface near them so they can play, but never put them on their lap. And then, because again, they're not only being exposed with the high EMFs, they're getting that blue light in their eyes. Well, and that's affecting their brain too.
Now, I don't know about them, but they said TVs, you can turn the blue light off, right?
Yeah, that we have that whole discussion on the TVs.
Right.
So, and how about in your house? Microwaves. Me, myself, I mean, I always had a microwave.
Yep.
Until I started really getting into what is EMFs. And I put my microwave right out the back door. I mean, although microwaves are very convenient, they're also no good for your health.
No.
They're not. I eliminated that microwave. Out the back door it went. And I do it old school. If I've got to heat up something, I'll turn on the oven or I'll pull out the pots and pans and heat it up. It takes just a few minutes more than a microwave.
Yep.
And it's safer.
Well, like they say about the microwave, don't stare. I'm not making light of it. It's true.
It is.
Don't stare at the food while it's in the microwave cooking.
Yeah.
Because I guess
you're getting bombarded.
Right. So
Tristan does that, or
Right.
used to, until I threw it out the door.
So if you're going to do that, why don't you just do the old standby and watch a pot of boiling water? You know what I mean?
It don't take no time to heat up something.
No.
You know, instead of zapping yourself. And you brought up the TVs. Now, what was I telling you about the TVs? Outside of them throwing off EMFs, they also got that blue light.
The blue light, right?
You know, and those smart TVs. I mean, we have a 72-inch in our bedroom,
Right.
which we should not, but we do. Because I'm never sleeping, so I'm always watching TV.
Right. And it's on 24 hours.
But I did shut off the blue light. As for getting bombarded with the EMFs, yes, we are.
Right.
I'm guilty of that. But, you know, the TVs, the simple solution is to limit your TV time, which, you know, I'm going to have to start picking up a book and reading. Or the best thing is to not even have the TV in your room.
Right.
Well, I know when we were young, we'd have a TV room. You watch the TV to a certain time, then you'd go in your room and pick up a book, or you go to bed. And that would be the best solution.
I remember going out and laying on the living room floor.
Right.
And watching the TV with my mother and father.
Right, right.
You know?
And then with the TV, you have everything's wireless nowadays. Even my printer's wireless.
Right.
Thank God that's out in the living room. The routers, don't keep them out in the living room or away from your sleeping area. They're continually horrible with throwing off EMFs. I mean, and like I was telling him, I said, you know, we should at least try to plug as much stuff as we can on those, what are they, surge protectors.
Right.
Or just go around and unplug the unnecessary plugs that's blocking the EMFs from coming in. Because even if you have it off, they're still emitting,
right,
you know, the EMFs. I'm actually going to go out and get one of those EMF readers just to see how bad our house is.
Well, needless to say, we'll be moving.
No, we won't. Well, thank God we're not near no towers.
Right.
But even the lighting in our house, everybody's saying, oh, get the LEDs, and or else the people have those fluorescent lights. You know, those fluorescent lights emits harmful blue ray.
Right.
Creates EMFs, and they also have mercury in them.
And my grandfather was constantly with his business and at home in the basement when he did projects downstairs, constantly in the fluorescent lights.
Yeah. How about when you walk into a store?
Well, true.
How about all the times I say, like when we walk into Walmart or somewhere, I'm like, a few minutes of being in there, I said, Joe, I don't feel right. I'm very anxious. I'm very nervous. I just want to get out of here. And then as I started looking them up, you know, they do play with your nervous system.
Yeah, think of the poor people that got to work there.
That's what I'm saying. Could you? I mean, that unfortunately, that's something that you got to do. But
right,
you know, it's not good. No. It's just not good. I tell you what, our next shopping trip, out with these LED lights, and we're gonna, for a few pennies more, they say, you can save your health. And the best way is the old school way, the incandescent bulbs.
And they're talking about, you know, because the curly cues, you know, they last 7 years. Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, yeah, they left, yeah, but they're doing major damage within that 7 years.
Right.
You know, and another thing is, the way our house is designed, we have our breaker box right in our bedroom, which is totally bombarding us with EMFs.
Right.
And then right outside our bedroom window are the meters.
Well, you can call your local utility company and have them replace.
Well, with the analog meters.
With the analog meters, right.
Yeah. They might give you a fight, but
which I didn't realize you could do. I thought when they
Yes,
switched
you
out
can.
meters, that was it.
No, you can do it. They'll give you a fight,
Right.
you know, just like I've been fighting with the cell phone company to get that router out of Joshua's room,
Right.
and they are fighting me tooth and nail. Well, they're going to charge me. No, you ain't. I told you not to put it in any bedrooms. And still, it's been almost 8 months of me fighting with them, and they still haven't moved it.
Right. I apologize. It looks like I got a hair in my eye, or not in my eye, but along my eyelid, and I'm trying to move it. So, but anyway, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I'm just saying, like, you know, it can be done. Things can be done
Right.
to eliminate in your household what you can do, but exterior, it's hard. It's just technology has become so overwhelming, and it has surpassed the human brain that it's making everybody sick.
Well,
and you know, I'm sorry.
No. You were talking. I stepped in on you.
And actually, after us talking about this earlier today, I went on to the internet, and I'm going to read this to you because I want to get it right, because it is from a website. So let me put my eyes on. God forbid. And this is right from environmentalhealthtrust.org. I would suggest that you go there. They have some really, really good ideas. They have videos that you can watch. I think there's 8 of them, and it's really amazing.
Yeah, do your own research.
Yeah, please.
We just bring you information that we've
we talk.
found,
we talk about.
Right.
I mean, we talk about everything, and this was our subject tonight. But let me just read you this, and I'm going to reiterate some of the stuff that we just
reiterate.
Shut up. Reiterate some of the stuff that we just said, but it says magnetic fields are found everywhere. Electricity flows from electronics to appliances to power lines. Replicated research has linked ELFs and EMFs to childhood leukemia, miscarriages, ADHD, obesity, and even asthma.
All right, let me follow that up real quick. If it's not going to screw you up.
Well, let me just get through this, okay?
Okay.
Some quick tips on reducing exposure includes, and this is what we just said, you know, do not charge your cell phones and devices by your bedside or working space. Use a battery-operated alarm clock.
Right.
Which you have one of those.
Actually, I plugged in. It's got a battery for backup.
Oh. Well, we should use the battery more.
I don't trust batteries.
Well,
not for an alarm clock.
It would help.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the way you go through alarms.
Nah, please.
Unplug, like if you have heating blankets, unplug them. If you have waterbed heaters, I wish I had a waterbed. Unplug them before getting into bed. Do not stare into microwaves, like Joe said. Watching your food. Sleep away from all electronics, utility meters, and large appliances. Well, I'm sure we're not going to be sleeping in the kitchen.
You going to sleep by the fridge?
By the fridge. Take magnetic field measurements, especially if you live near power lines. That's the power lines is really bad. Mm-hmm. But there is things you can do outside your house. Meaningful poly changes is crucial to full protection.
Right.
Yes, wireless radiation is everywhere, and yes, we can reduce our exposure with personal changes, like those above, you know, what I just read. Mm-hmm. But the reality is that we're exposed every day to more and more radiation from cell antennas that we cannot control, all those cell towers.
Oh, yeah.
We need meaningful policies to change to ensure everyone could take these steps. Some people cannot afford to hardwire their house.
No.
You know, with those Ethernet plugs, and remember how we used to do our our computers.
Right.
And you go get a cup of coffee and come back, and
it might be up.
Right. So people don't even have access to Ethernet connections because they live in an apartment or a wireless access only.
Right.
But it says get involved in the movement for safe technology today. Now with 5G and 4G, decentralization. My phone actually has a 6 on it, so I'm just wondering if it upgraded to a 6G yet. And it did it, like one day it was there, and I'm like, what is this? So I have to look into my phone. Industries is pushing for hundreds and thousands of new antenna installations near our homes. We cannot reduce this exposure with personal changes like we're doing in our house.
Right.
We need meaningful, long-lasting policy change. This means talking to your elected officials. This means organizing awareness and actions in your community. You know, bring it up when you go to the town hall meetings.
Right.
You know, and ask them, you know, what are we going to do about this? What can you do? Why are you doing this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just make people aware of it. I mean, you know, in your home, yes. Are we guilty of totally trying to protect our home? Yeah, we are. Looking more into cleaning our home up? Yeah, yeah. But after our talk tonight and me doing some digging on the internet, yeah, there's a lot of changes that we're going to do. The microwave, yes. You know, when I heard about the microwave, and I literally, and I'm not lying. I opened the back door and I threw it out the back door. Did I not?
Yes.
Yeah, because he yelled at me and said I was going to take down the fence.
And it sucked in the winter when I used it because it was really cold out.
But, you know, the LED lights, there was nothing wrong with the old lights. If I knew then what I know now about the EMFs, I definitely would have never made a change.
Well, that was like I was going to tell you. When we moved into an apartment when my ex was pregnant with my second son, my youngest, and our oldest was already 10 years old. And we had power lines right behind the apartments. If I had known then what I know now, I probably would have had second thoughts about it. And yeah, is it coincidental? Maybe. But my youngest has ADHD. So I'm like, because he was born while we were there, of course. And I'm like, you know. But so it makes you think. Not that it happened because of that, but it makes you think about things.
Well, now that you're saying that, from the time that Tristan was old enough to even grasp anything in his hands,
right?
Charlie would come home from work every night because Charlie loved music.
Right.
And he'd put on music and he'd let the baby hold the phone. I mean, did it cause ADHD? I don't know. But did we know about all this dangers? No, we did not. And
you didn't have well, you did, but I didn't. We didn't have the internet like we do now to be able to find things out. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I've had the internet for so long.
Well, I mean, with Trist, you had the internet.
Yes.
When we had Spence, the internet was just starting to come
right
into fruition, you know?
Right. And, you know, like we're saying, And I hope you guys really take this to heart. It only takes a few minutes to go around your house. And you know what? Those little EMF meters, they ain't but a couple bucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, they're not expensive. Just go buy one and see exactly what's going on in your house, and you'll be surprised. I guarantee you'll start making some changes. But with that, you know, it's food for thought.
Right.
And I would definitely go look up that website I gave you. It's very, very interesting. And like I said, there's a series of 8 videos. And there's actually a good book. It's in a house. I'm going to do a book review again. But it's called Dirty Electricity.
Right.
When I do that book review again, I will get that one out. And I'll give you the author's name. There's actually a couple of them. Start to educate yourself. Education is broadening your horizons, smartening your mind, and possibly improving your health.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, with that, I don't know about you, but I'm cold.
No.
No. I sure ain't gonna get under no heated blanket. But you know, just try to do better. That's the only thing I say. And please, please don't be handing your children your cell phone.
I know.
Or your laptop or your iPad without doing some kind of, you know, taking the Bluetooth off or stopping the Wi-Fi or just something to give those young'uns a little bit of a reprieve. You know, and outside of the blue light, they can be turned off, just like on your TV. You can turn off the Bluetooth. I'm sorry, the blue light on your TV. I've done it to our TV.
Mm-hmm.
Just dulls it a little bit, but at least it saves your eyes somewhat.
Well, and the thing is, and nothing towards anybody, okay? I have kids get on a bus 7, 8 years old that have a cell phone.
No.
I understand the parents want to stay in contact, but there's other ways you can have trackers in the book bag or whatever. But that's your business. If you allow your kid that young to have a cell phone, then so be it. But just, if you're watching this, remember down the road what it could, not that it will, cause. And, you know, once again, do your own research.
Please do it.
We're just bringing you information we found out, and it's up to you to check into it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. With that, I think we're going to say goodnight.
Good night.
And be safe out there. Please watch your surroundings. I think they're tired of us saying this, but I'm never going to stop.
And beware.
Beware. And think about your health. Because once your health is gone, it's going to be hard to get back.
Yeah.
So,
yep.
All right, with that, have a good night. And we will see you again on another video.
Right.
We'll talk to you later.
Have a good night.